Hi, my name is J.R. Fent. The other day I did a presentation for the Southern California Career Network. You can find them at socalcn.com. And I did this presentation and I thought it was valuable, so I wanted to go ahead and bring it to the web. So here's a slideshow presentation of it. I gotta warn you, it's a little bit unconventional. I try and move really fast, and there's over 60 slides included in this presentation. Don't try this in the boardroom or you could get fired. So I'm calling it Resume Tips. I was originally going to call it Journey Through a Pointy Forest of Resume Forensics, but it reminded me too much of the rock group Journey and of unicorns and of the forensic TV shows. So I cut it back and just went with Resume Tips. Here's my business card. And I've been a recruiter for about 10 years, and I look at about 200 resumes per day. So I pretty much understand what works and what doesn't work in resumes. You're probably wondering how that's possible that I look at that many resumes. Well, I'm involved in a method called scanning above the fold. If you aren't familiar with it, above the fold is an old newspaper term that all about what you see above the fold in a newspaper when it's folded in half on page 1. This portion of a newspaper is read by 500 times more people than the rest of the newspaper combined. So it's very important real estate when you consider your ink. The other place where you see above the fold mentioned is in web pages. When you first open up a website, what you see when it first comes on the screen without scrolling is your above the fold area. And again, this is very important real estate because you're going to decide right away whether there's something here that's worth following and reading about, or whether you're just going to leave and go on to a different website. So consider that same thing with a resume. When I open a resume that somebody sent to me or I'm reviewing, it's going to open up. I'm going to see an above the fold area. So this area is your golden real estate. Now, in the case of this particular software guy, he's got what he calls his goal and what he's seeking here on the top. It's okay, but it's not that powerful, and it's taking up valuable real estate. So I'm going to show you how to supercharge this. By the way, this guy, I actually did get him hired. He's a really good guy and he's a really good developer. So what's the first thing that should be on your resume? A lot of you are immediately thinking your name. Well, that's not really what should be the first thing on your resume. What really is the best answer is the job title that you want to be hired for. So in the case of this particular job that we've got posted here, we're hiring a Flex Java engineer. So now take a consideration with the recruiter or the hiring manager. This is what he's looking for, Flex Java engineer. So if your resume, the first thing it says is Flex Java engineer, you've immediately got his attention, and he's going to dig in to find out why you're a Flex Java engineer, what you've got in your background that makes you such. So this is a great thing. Now, I want to point out right away, the next thing after Flex Java Engineer, this candidate's got a block for candidate name, city, state, email, and phone. This is all good and fine. The one thing I would add to this is zip code, because applicant tracking systems want to know what zip code you're in for other jobs. So if you weren't hired for this one, they would know to contact you again if another job came up in the area that was relevant. So always have that block of information somewhere on your resume. Now let's talk about it. He's got, on this resume, the technical skills are all listed out. This isn't actually a very good resume, but we're going to try and supercharge it. Now, first thing you want to do is, in your resume, past the title, is tell me what you know. Now, in this resume, we've already taken a look at it. We know this guy knows a lot, but you got to kind of dig through it to find out what he knows. Our concern is more, what is the skills or experience related to the position? Well, if you look over here, this is scrolling down on the job application or on the job description. Here are the qualifications they expect, and this is for Flash and Java development, ActionScript, Blaze DS, Flex Components, XML, HTML, CSS. I mean, it's all here. All the clues are here. So what we want to do is take that information and we want to go compare it to our background as a candidate. So we're going to take our experience and relate it directly to those qualifications. So here that comes. Now this is written in simple words. It's not an exact duplicate of what's over there, but this candidate can say 5 years of extensive experience using Adobe Flash and ActionScript, 8 years experience with Java. Here he's talking about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Ajax. He's talking about being an architect level. He's also done work with Solar and Lucene on as a personal learning project. So it's looking like this guy's a pretty good match for the position. So this is what's going to really catch the recruiter and the hiring manager's attention. So the best place for this, above the fold. So what we can do is we can build a block here called pertinent skills and put that information right here where it jumps off the page at you. So his other technical skills are listed, but you don't have to go diving through all those to find out that he's a match for the job. So now the next part of your resume is where did you use your skills? So this is going to be your job experience area. So let's take a look at this, guys. At XYZ company in Irvine, he was a senior Java architect. And when you read through what he was doing some Java work, he was doing some Adobe Air work and Flex work. I mean, this is a great list. This shows that he's doing the exact work that we are expecting him to do. But here's a couple extra things that he was able to put in here. Exceeded delivery expectations by implementing agile methodology, saving the company an estimated $1.2 million. This is good stuff. This shows that he goes above and beyond. Look at this. Developed 3 new tools for Flex development, which the company was able to patent and negotiating to resell to Adobe for approximately $300,000 each. Wait a minute, let's do the math. 300,000 times 3, that's 900,000 plus the 1.2 million here, that's $2.1 million. He's affected the company's bottom line. This guy performed beyond expectations. He didn't do just his software work, he's created something else for the company, and that's fantastic. He's added value to his job. So he also has added this in parentheses here. He's got companies relocating to Texas. Well, now we're starting to see a fuller picture, because even though he's done a really good job, he's really helped the company, they're going to Texas, and he doesn't want to go to Texas apparently. So now we've got the reason why this guy is on the market. So that's a great resume and a great way to format your resume so that you're going to be taken care of well by the hiring manager and by recruiters that take a look at your resume. Next thing I want to talk about is just some formatting tips. Don't use tables and fancy fonts on your resume. Both of these screw up ATSs, make them hard to read. It's an annoyance to everybody. So just use a nice, simple, plain font and don't use tables. Tables, especially bordered tables, mess up ATS systems' ability to read it. And there's nothing like having to go type somebody's info in when we're all automated in that realm. So never do it. Length of your resume. This comes up as a great question all the time. Consider this. Try to shoot for less than 2 pages. If you can do your complete resume in under 2 pages, you're doing well. If you've got to stretch over that, just try not to. If you absolutely have to, go for it, but follow that rule. Shoot for 2 pages. Paper, doesn't really matter. We aren't really going to print it out that often, and usually we're going to print it out on our own paper on the other end. But if you do have to print it, use a higher than quality normal bright white paper. Again, that's what I wanted to help you with, and I wanted to make it short, so that's it. Again, here's my business card. Look me up sometime. Take care, and I hope this helps you. And in the words of Journey, don't stop believing. There's great jobs out there.